Have you ever felt like Allah is moving your heart towards someone, but everything is still unclear? Sometimes the one written for you does not arrive suddenly. Allah prepares your heart first, removes what is not meant for you, and teaches you patience before He opens the right door. So if you have been waiting, healing, or making dua in silence, listen carefully, because one of these signs may already be happening in your life. 1. Allah starts healing your heart first. Before Allah brings the right person into your life, He often begins by healing the places inside you that the wrong people damaged. At first, this healing may feel like loss. Someone leaves, a conversation ends, a connection becomes distant, a door closes without the explanation your heart wanted. You may think Allah is taking something from you, but sometimes Allah is actually removing the pain that was quietly breaking your peace. You slowly stop crying over what left. You stop checking for messages that only confuse you. You stop chasing people who make your heart feel heavy. And little by little, you begin to understand that not every person you love is meant to stay. Some people are sent as lessons, not as lifetime partners. This is where Allah begins cleaning your heart. He teaches you that love without peace is not a blessing. Love that pulls you away from salah, makes you overthink at night, weakens your self-respect, or keeps you attached to uncertainty is not the kind of love your soul needs. It may feel strong, but strength without barakah can still destroy your peace. So Allah heals you first. He removes old attachment. He softens your heart. He teaches you patience. He makes you comfortable with solitude, so you do not accept someone just because you are lonely. He reminds you that your value is not based on who stayed, who left, or who chose someone else. And this healing is a hidden mercy, because the person written for you should not meet a version of you that is still bleeding from the past. They should not have to compete with old memories, old wounds, and old disappointments. Allah wants you to recognize real peace when it comes, not reject it because your heart is still used to chaos. So if Allah is healing you right now, do not think your love story is over. Maybe it is only being purified. Maybe Allah is preparing your heart for someone who will not play with it, someone who will respect your deen, protect your peace, and walk toward halal with sincerity. Sometimes before Allah sends the right person, He first makes sure the wrong person no longer has power over your heart. 2. Your dua becomes stronger than your desperation. One of the clearest signs that Allah is preparing your heart for the one written for you is when your dua begins to change. At first, your heart may have been desperate. You may have wanted one specific person, one specific outcome, one specific answer, and one specific timing. You may have cried in sujood asking Allah to bring someone closer, soften their heart, make them return, or make them choose you. And there is no shame in crying to Allah, because He knows what the heart hides even before the tongue speaks. But slowly, something changes inside you. You stop making dua from fear, and you start making dua from trust. You no longer say, Ya Allah, give me this person no matter what. Instead, your heart begins to say, Ya Allah, if this person is good for my deen, my heart, my future, and my akhirah, bring them close with barakah. But if they are not good for me, remove the attachment and replace it with peace. That is not weakness. That is maturity. That is your soul learning how to trust Allah more than it trusts its own feelings. Because sometimes the heart wants what looks beautiful from the outside, but Allah knows what is hidden behind the smile, behind the words, behind the promises, and behind the future you cannot see. You only see the person. Allah sees the ending. You see your desire. Allah sees your destiny. You see what you are afraid to lose. Allah sees what He is trying to protect you from. So when your dua becomes stronger than your desperation, it means Allah is lifting your heart to a higher level. You are no longer begging for love that may break you. You are asking for love that brings you closer to Him. You are no longer chasing a person. You are chasing Allah's approval. You are no longer saying, I cannot live without them. You are saying, Ya Allah, I cannot live without your guidance. And this is powerful, because the right person is not the one your loneliness chooses. The right person is the one Allah brings with peace, clarity, respect, and halal intentions. When you are desperate, you may ignore red flags. You may accept half effort. You may hold on to someone who keeps you confused. You may mistake emotional attachment for true love. But when your dua becomes sincere, Allah opens your eyes. You begin to notice what you ignored before. You begin to value peace more than attention. You begin to ask for character, not just chemistry. You begin to want nikah, not secret emotions. You begin to want someone who protects your deen, not someone who weakens it. This is how Allah prepares you. He teaches you to stop forcing closed doors. He teaches you to stop begging people to see your worth. He teaches you to stop building dreams around someone who has not shown sincere action. He teaches you that what is written for you will not require you to lose yourself, your dignity, or your connection with Allah. And sometimes, Allah delays the answer because He is changing the one who is asking. You may think you are waiting for your soulmate, but Allah may be using the waiting to make your heart pure, patient, wise, and ready. He may be teaching you that love is not only about emotion, love is responsibility, love is trust, love is mercy, love is choosing halal even when haram feels easier. Love is someone who does not just make your heart beat faster, but makes your soul feel safer. So if your dua has changed, pay attention. If you now ask Allah for what is best instead of only what you want, that is a sign of growth. If you now care about deen more than desire, that is a sign of protection. If you now say, Ya Allah, choose for me because your choice is better than mine, that is a sign your heart is being prepared for something more beautiful. The person written for you will not come through panic. They will come through Allah's wisdom. So keep making dua, but make it with trust. Keep asking, but do not become desperate. Keep hoping, but do not force what Allah is removing. Because when Allah sees that your heart wants His plan more than its own fantasy, He can bring you a blessing without letting that blessing become your idol. And when the right person comes, you will not feel the need to beg, chase, or break yourself. You will feel peace, because a dua made with trust does not only bring the right person closer, it brings your heart closer to Allah first. 3. Allah removes the wrong people without your permission. One of the hidden signs that Allah may be leading you toward the one written for you is that He begins removing the wrong people from your life, even when your heart is not ready to let them go. At first, it hurts deeply. Someone becomes distant. Someone stops caring the way they used to. Someone who once made promises suddenly changes. A connection you thought would last begins to break. You keep asking yourself, why is this happening? Why did Allah allow them to leave? Why did everything change when I was making dua for it to work? But sometimes, the answer is simple. Allah saw what you could not see. You saw the beautiful moments, but Allah saw the hidden damage. You saw their words, but Allah saw their intentions. You saw the attachment, but Allah saw how much peace you were losing. You saw a future with them, but Allah saw whether that future would bring you closer to Him or pull you further away. And because Allah loves you more than you understand, He removes what your heart is too weak to release. This removal can feel like rejection, but it may actually be protection. It can feel like punishment, but it may actually be mercy. It can feel like your story is falling apart, but maybe Allah is stopping you from building your life with someone who was never meant to be your peace. The wrong person can keep your heart trapped in confusion. They can make you overthink every message, every silence, every change in tone, every small action. They can make you feel loved one day and forgotten the next. They can awaken your emotions but weaken your iman. They can make you attached to the idea of love while slowly taking you away from the reality of Allah's guidance. That is not the kind of love Allah wants for you. Real love does not make you lose yourself. Real love does not make you beg for respect. Real love does not make you chase clarity from someone who enjoys giving confusion. Real love does not pull you toward haram and then leave your heart guilty and broken. So when Allah removes someone who was disturbing your peace, He may be clearing the path for someone better, not necessarily someone perfect, because no human is perfect, but someone sincere, someone who will not treat your heart like a game, someone who will not keep you waiting in uncertainty, someone who understands that love is not just emotion, but responsibility, patience, respect, and halal intention. Sometimes Allah has to empty your hands before He places the right blessing in them, because if your heart is still holding tightly to the wrong person, how will it recognize the right one? If your mind is still busy with someone who left you confused, how will you notice the person Allah sends with peace? If your soul is still attached to what hurt you, how will it receive what is meant to heal you? This is why removal is part of preparation. Allah may remove fake love before real love arrives. He may remove emotional addiction before halal commitment enters. He may remove a person who made you feel chosen for a moment, so He can bring someone who chooses you with sincerity and respect. So do not always cry over closed doors. Some doors were closed because behind them was pain you were not strong enough to survive. Some people left because Allah did not want their character to become your future. Some relationships ended because Allah was protecting your nikah before it even began. And one day, when the right person comes into your life, you may finally understand why the wrong ones could not stay. You will look back and realize Allah was not ignoring your dua. He was answering it in a way your heart did not understand yet. You asked for love, but Allah first removed attachment. You asked for happiness, but Allah first removed confusion. You asked for the one written for you, but Allah first removed the one who was blocking your path. So if people are leaving, if old connections are breaking, if your heart is being detached from someone you once thought you could not live without, do not lose hope. Maybe Allah is not taking love away from you. Maybe He is making room for the love that was actually written for you. 4. You start becoming the person you prayed for. One of the most beautiful signs that Allah may be preparing you for the one written for you is that He does not only prepare the person for your life, He begins preparing you for that person. You may have asked Allah for someone loyal, gentle, patient, honest, respectful, emotionally mature, and close to Deen. You may have made dua for someone who prays, someone who understands your heart, someone who does not play games, someone who brings peace instead of confusion, and someone who wants halal love, not hidden attachment. But then, something strange happens. Before that person appears, Allah starts building those same qualities inside you. You begin to notice your own weaknesses. You start seeing where you need to grow. Maybe your patience is tested. Maybe your anger is exposed. Maybe your expectations become more realistic. Maybe Allah shows you that you also need to become softer, wiser, calmer, and more sincere before you can handle the blessing you are asking for. This is not random. Sometimes, the delay is not because Allah forgot your dua. Sometimes, the delay is because Allah is shaping your character, because a beautiful marriage does not begin only when two people meet. It begins when two hearts are prepared before they meet. You cannot ask Allah for someone peaceful while you are still addicted to chaos. You cannot ask for someone loyal while you are still entertaining attention that is not halal. You cannot ask for someone close to Allah while you are not trying to come closer to Allah yourself. You cannot ask for someone emotionally mature while you refuse to heal, reflect, and take responsibility for your own heart. This does not mean you must become perfect. No one is perfect, but it means Allah may be teaching you readiness. He may be teaching you how to speak with kindness instead of reacting from pain. He may be teaching you how to forgive without becoming weak. He may be teaching you how to set boundaries without becoming harsh. He may be teaching you how to love without losing yourself. He may be teaching you how to wait without becoming bitter. And slowly your heart begins to change. You stop wanting a relationship just because you feel lonely. You stop looking for someone to complete you because you realize only Allah can fill the emptiness of the soul. You stop chasing people who give you small moments of attention but no clear intention. You stop confusing attachment with love. You stop believing that marriage is only about romance, and you begin to understand that marriage is also patience, mercy, sacrifice, responsibility, and taqwa. That is a powerful sign, because when Allah is preparing you for someone written for you, He will not only make you excited for love, He will make you serious about love. He will make you ask deeper questions. Am I ready to protect someone's heart? Am I ready to communicate with respect? Am I ready to choose halal when my desires become strong? Am I ready to build a home where Allah is remembered? Am I ready to be a source of peace, not only a receiver of peace? These questions are not meant to scare you. They are meant to mature you. The wrong version of you may only want someone beautiful, charming, or exciting. But the healed version of you wants someone who has character, someone who fears Allah, someone who speaks truth, someone who brings stability, someone who does not make you question your worth every day. And as your standard changes, your soul changes too. You begin to protect your gaze. You become careful with your conversations. You stop feeding emotional attachments that have no halal future. You become more intentional with your time. You improve your salah. You make dua with more sincerity. You learn to trust Allah, even when you cannot see the answer yet. This is how Allah prepares a believer. He does not only give the gift, He prepares the hands that will carry the gift. Because if Allah gave you what you wanted while your heart was still immature, you might damage it. You might take it for granted. You might bring old pain into a new connection. You might expect another human being to heal wounds that only Allah can heal. You might ruin a blessing because you were not ready for the responsibility of it. So Allah works on you first. He removes arrogance. He softens pride. He teaches patience. He strengthens your self-respect. He makes you more aware of your deen. He shows you the difference between wanting love and being ready for love. And when you start becoming the kind of person you once prayed to receive, that is a hidden mercy. It means Allah is not just preparing a soulmate for you, He may be preparing you to become a better spouse for them, because the one written for you deserves a version of you that is not trapped in old wounds, old fears, and old habits. They deserve someone who has learned from pain, not someone who still bleeds on people who never hurt them. They deserve someone who wants to build with Allah at the center, not someone who only wants emotional comfort. So if you feel yourself changing, growing, becoming calmer, becoming more serious, becoming more connected to Allah, do not ignore it. Maybe this is preparation. Maybe Allah is making you ready for a love that will not distract you from Him, but bring you closer to Him. And when that person finally enters your life, you will understand why Allah took time to build you first. Because the greatest love stories are not rushed. They are prepared in silence, protected by sabr, guided by dua, and written by Allah at the perfect time. 5. Your heart feels peace when you think about halal love. One of the strongest signs that Allah may be leading you toward the one written for you is that your heart begins to change its definition of love. Before, you may have wanted excitement. You may have wanted constant messages, attention, sweet words, emotional moments, and the feeling that someone could not live without you. You may have thought that real love is supposed to feel intense, dramatic, and impossible to forget. But then Allah begins to teach your heart something deeper. You start realizing that love is not proven by how much someone makes your heart race. Sometimes the heart races because it is anxious, afraid, confused, or attached to something uncertain. Not every strong emotion is a sign of true love. Sometimes it is a sign that your heart has become attached to what is not giving it peace, and slowly your heart stops craving chaos. You no longer want secret conversations that make you feel guilty afterward. You no longer want a connection that gives you happiness at night, but distance from Allah in the morning. You no longer want someone who says beautiful words but has no serious intention. You no longer want emotional closeness without halal direction. Instead, your heart begins to desire something clean, something peaceful, something that does not make you hide from Allah, but brings you closer to Him. You begin to think about love differently. You want a love that starts with respect, moves with sincerity, and leads toward nikah. You want someone who does not only admire your face, your voice, or your attention, but someone who values your soul, your deen, your character, and your future. You want someone who does not play with your feelings, but protects them because they fear Allah. This shift inside your heart is not small. It is a sign of maturity. It means Allah may be purifying what you want, so you can recognize what is truly good for you when it comes. Because when your heart is unhealthy, it can mistake drama for passion. It can mistake jealousy for love. It can mistake obsession for loyalty. It can mistake attachment for destiny. It can mistake someone's temporary attention for a permanent blessing. But when Allah begins healing your heart, peace becomes attractive. You start noticing that the right person should not make you lose your sleep every night, wondering where you stand. The right person should not keep your heart hanging between hope and pain. The right person should not make you beg for basic respect. The right person should not make you feel closer to sin than to Allah. Real love with barakah does not destroy your inner peace. It brings calmness. It brings clarity. It brings responsibility. It brings a desire to do things the right way. When Allah is leading you toward the one written for you, He may first remove your love for what is emotionally dangerous. He may make you uncomfortable with conversations that once excited you. He may make your heart tired of games, mixed signals, and empty promises. He may make you lose interest in people who only want access to your heart, but not commitment to your future. And that is a mercy. Because the one written for you should not have to fight through your attachment to unhealthy love. Allah wants your heart to be able to recognize sincerity when it arrives. If you are still addicted to confusion, peace may feel boring. If you are still used to chasing people, stability may feel strange. If you are still attached to emotional highs and lows, a calm person may not look exciting at first. So Allah teaches you peace before He sends peaceful love. He teaches you that halal love is not weak, it is not boring, it is not cold. It is love with protection. It is love with dignity. It is love that does not need to hide. It is love that can be mentioned in dua without shame. It is love that respects boundaries before marriage and protects trust after marriage. A person written for you by Allah will not pull you away from Him. They will remind you of Him. They may not be perfect. They may have flaws, struggles, and human weaknesses just like you. But their presence will not make your iman feel heavy. Their intentions will not leave you confused. Their character will not make you feel unsafe. Their love will not demand that you sacrifice your values just to keep them. That is why your heart begins to value deen more than desire. You stop asking only, do they love me? You begin asking, will this person bring me closer to Allah? You stop asking only, do I feel something? You begin asking, is this feeling leading me toward halal or toward harm? You stop asking only, are they attractive? You begin asking, are they trustworthy? Are they respectful? Are they serious? Do they fear Allah when no one is watching? These questions show that your heart is becoming wiser. And when your heart becomes wiser, your choices become cleaner. You begin to understand that beauty can catch the eye, but character protects the heart. Sweet words can impress you, but consistent actions prove sincerity. Chemistry can begin a connection, but taqwa is what protects it. Desire can make you rush, but sabr helps you wait for what Allah has written. This is why peace is such an important sign, because Allah often guides the heart through peace and unrest. When something is wrong for you, you may feel tightness, confusion, anxiety, or heaviness, even if your emotions are attached. And when something is better for you, your heart may feel a quiet calm, even if the path is not fully clear yet. Of course, peace does not mean everything will be easy. Even halal love requires patience. Marriage requires work. Two good people still need communication, forgiveness, sacrifice, and effort. But there is a difference between normal tests and constant emotional damage. There is a difference between growing through challenges and being destroyed by confusion. There is a difference between a relationship that needs patience and a connection that keeps breaking your soul. When Allah is preparing you for the one written for you, He helps you understand that difference. You begin to stop romanticizing pain. You stop thinking, if it hurts this much, maybe it must be love. No. Sometimes, if it hurts too much, it may be a warning. Sometimes, if it keeps taking your peace, it may be a sign to step back. Sometimes, if it keeps pulling you away from Allah, it may not be the blessing you think it is. The right love will not make you disobey Allah just to feel wanted. The right love will not require you to lower your standards, silence your pain, or abandon your self-respect. The right love will not make you feel like you are begging for a place in someone's life. The one written for you will come with a different feeling, not always loud, not always dramatic, not always like a movie, but peaceful. You may feel that your heart is safe. You may feel that your dignity is protected. You may feel that your deen matters. You may feel that the connection is not built on pressure, secrecy, or fear, but on honesty, respect, and intention. And that kind of peace is rare. So if your heart is now tired of haram attachment, tired of emotional games, tired of unclear connections, and tired of love that makes you feel far from Allah, do not think something is wrong with you. Maybe Allah is changing your taste. Maybe Allah is making your soul ready for what is pure. Maybe Allah is teaching you to stop choosing people from loneliness and start choosing with wisdom. Because when the one written for you enters your life, your heart needs to be able to say, "This is different. This does not pull me away from Allah. This does not make me lose myself. This brings peace." And until that moment comes, keep asking Allah for a love that is halal, peaceful, sincere, and full of barakah. Ask Him for someone who loves you in a way that protects your akhirah, not only your emotions. Ask Him for someone who respects your boundaries, honors your family, values your deen, and walks with you toward Jannah. Ask Him for someone whose presence feels like calm after confusion, light after darkness, and mercy after pain. Because the most beautiful love is not the one that makes you forget the world. It is the one that helps you remember Allah. And when your heart starts wanting that kind of love, it may be a sign that Allah is leading you closer to the one written for you. 6. Allah teaches you patience without killing your hope. One of the most powerful signs that Allah may be leading you toward the one written for you is that He teaches you patience, but He does not allow your hope to die. You may still be waiting. You may still be wondering when your da'ah will be answered. You may still look at your life and feel like everyone else is moving forward while you are standing in the same place. Friends may be getting married. People around you may be finding their partners. Families may be asking questions. Your own heart may be asking questions too. When will it be my turn? Why is Allah making me wait? Is someone really written for me? Will I ever receive the kind of love I am praying for? These questions can feel heavy, but then something strange happens inside your heart. Even though you are tired, you are not completely hopeless. Even though you have waited for a long time, something inside you still whispers, Allah has not forgotten me. Even though you cannot see the person, the path, or the timing, your heart still believes that Allah can open a door in a way you never expected. That quiet hope is not small. That hope may be a mercy from Allah, because sometimes Allah delays a blessing, but He also gives the believer enough strength to keep walking until the blessing arrives. He may not show you the full picture yet, but He gives you enough light for the next step. He may not reveal the person yet, but He keeps your heart alive with trust. He may not answer exactly when you want, but He teaches you how to wait without losing yourself. This kind of patience is not passive. It is not sitting in sadness and doing nothing. Real sabr is active. It means you keep improving yourself while waiting. You keep making dua while trusting Allah's wisdom. You keep protecting your heart while believing in Allah's mercy. You keep choosing halal even when loneliness tries to make haram look easy. You keep becoming better, not because you are guaranteed everything tomorrow, but because you know Allah sees every step you take. And this is where many people misunderstand waiting. They think waiting means Allah is delaying them because they are forgotten. But in Islam, Waiting can be preparation. Waiting can be protection. Waiting can be purification. Waiting can be the time where Allah removes weakness from your heart, teaches you wisdom, strengthens your deen, and saves you from choices you would have made out of loneliness. Because when a person is impatient, they can choose the wrong person just to stop feeling alone. They can accept disrespect because they are afraid of starting over. They can confuse attention with love. They can rush into something without barakah. They can ignore warning signs because their heart wants an answer quickly. So Allah teaches patience, not to punish you, but to protect you from a version of yourself that would have accepted less than what He wants to give. Sometimes Allah makes you wait until your standards become cleaner, until your dua becomes wiser, until your heart becomes calmer, until you stop chasing what confuses you, until you stop romanticizing pain, until you understand that marriage is not just about having someone beside you, but having someone who helps you walk closer to Allah. And when you reach that point, your patience becomes beautiful. You are still human. You may still feel lonely sometimes. You may still have moments where your heart aches. You may still wonder when the right person will come. But now, you do not let those feelings control your faith. You tell your heart, Allah knows the time. You remind yourself, what is written for me will never miss me. You say, if Allah is delaying it, there is wisdom. If Allah is hiding it, there is protection. If Allah is making me wait, there is preparation. That is not weakness. That is trust. And trust is one of the strongest signs of a heart being guided. Because when Allah is leading you to the one written for you, He may not give you the person first. He may first give you the strength to wait for them correctly. He may first teach you to stop depending on people for your worth. He may first teach you that your life is not empty just because you are not married yet. He may first teach you that your value is already complete with Him. This is important because the one written for you should not become your entire reason for living. They should be a blessing in your life, not the source of your identity. They should bring peace, not replace Allah in your heart. They should be loved deeply, but never worshipped emotionally. So Allah teaches you patience until your love becomes balanced, until you can say, Ya Allah, I want marriage, but I want you more. Until you can say, Ya Allah, I want a spouse, but I do not want anyone who takes me away from you. Until you can say, Ya Allah, I trust you even when my heart does not understand your timing. That is when waiting becomes worship. Every tear becomes known to Allah. Every lonely night becomes witnessed by Allah. Every dua you made quietly becomes recorded. Every moment you chose halal over temptation becomes valuable. Every time you protected your heart from the wrong person, Allah saw it. Every time you stopped yourself from chasing what hurt you, Allah saw it. Every time you cried but still said Alhamdulillah, Allah saw it. Nothing is wasted with Allah, not your patience, not your pain, not your hope, not your dua. And one day when the right person enters your life, you may realize that Allah was not delaying your happiness. He was protecting the beauty of it. You may realize that if that person came earlier, you would not have been ready. Maybe your heart was still attached to the past. Maybe your emotions were still immature. Maybe your standards were still weak. Maybe your deen needed strengthening. Maybe you still thought love meant chasing, begging, and proving your worth. But Allah knew. He knew the exact moment when your heart would be ready to receive love without losing peace. He knew the exact moment when the other person would be ready too. He knew the unseen steps, the hidden obstacles, the silent changes, and the perfect timing that you could never understand from where you were standing. This is why you must never hate the waiting season. The waiting season may be the place where Allah is building the future you keep praying for. Maybe Allah is teaching you sabr, so you do not destroy the blessing when it arrives. Maybe Allah is teaching you gratitude, so you recognize the blessing when it comes. Maybe Allah is teaching you self-respect, so you do not confuse a test with a soulmate. Maybe Allah is teaching you peace, so you can recognize the person who brings peace. Maybe Allah is teaching you tawakkul, so your heart stays connected to Him no matter who enters your life. And if you are waiting right now, listen carefully. Your delay is not proof that Allah has abandoned you. Your silence is not proof that your dua was ignored. Your loneliness is not proof that you are unwanted. Your unanswered questions are not proof that there is no one written for you. Sometimes Allah writes the most beautiful chapters after the longest seasons of patience. Sometimes He hides the blessing until the time is right. Sometimes He keeps two hearts apart because both hearts still need to grow. Sometimes He protects you from meeting too early, loving too immaturely, or choosing too quickly. And sometimes the one written for you is not late. They are simply arriving according to Allah's perfect timing. So keep hope alive. Not the desperate hope that makes you chase people, not the weak hope that depends on signs, dreams, or assumptions, but the strong hope that says, Allah is enough for me, and whatever He writes will be better than what I am afraid of losing. This is the kind of hope that keeps your heart clean. You can wait without becoming bitter. You can desire marriage without becoming desperate. You can pray for someone while still trusting that Allah may choose differently. You can hope for love while still knowing that Allah's love is greater than any human love. And that balance is beautiful, because when your soulmate finally comes, you will not meet them as someone broken by waiting. You will meet them as someone shaped by sabr, strengthened by dua, and guided by Allah. You will understand that the waiting was not empty. It taught you how to love properly. It taught you how to trust deeply. It taught you how to choose wisely. It taught you how to protect your peace. It taught you that halal love is worth waiting for. So do not rush what Allah is preparing. Do not force what Allah has not opened. Do not envy someone else's timeline. Do not let loneliness push you toward what your soul knows is wrong. Keep making dua. Keep improving yourself. Keep guarding your heart. Keep choosing Allah, especially when the wait feels long. Because if Allah has written someone for you, they will reach you. No distance can stop what Allah has written. No delay can erase what Allah has planned. No person can block a blessing that Allah has decreed for your life. And when the time comes, Allah can bring the right person into your life in a way that feels effortless, peaceful, and full of barakah. Until then, trust the wait, trust the silence, trust the unseen, trust the one who writes love stories better than the heart can imagine. Because what is written for you will not miss you. And what Allah is preparing for you will be worth every moment of patience. And maybe this is what Allah wanted your heart to hear today. The one written for you will never need to be forced, chased, or begged for. What Allah has destined for your life will arrive with His permission, in His timing, and in the way that is best for your deen, your heart, and your future. So do not hate the waiting. Do not fear the delay. Do not cry over the doors Allah closed to protect you. Sometimes Allah removes what your heart wanted because He is preparing what your soul truly needs. If you are healing right now, let Allah heal you. If you are waiting right now, wait with sabr. If you are making dua in silence, trust that Allah hears every word your tongue says and every pain your heart hides, because the right person will not make you lose yourself. The right person will not pull you away from Allah. The right person will bring peace, respect, halal intention, and a love that helps your soul feel safe. So keep your heart close to Allah. Keep becoming better. Keep choosing halal, even when loneliness feels heavy. And remember this deeply: what is written for you will not miss you. What Allah delays, He delays with wisdom. What Allah removes, He removes with mercy. And what Allah brings with barakah will always be worth the wait. Your soulmate is not hidden from Allah. They are only hidden from you until the perfect time